Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is very uncommon to see politicians shedding tears or weeping in support of their fellow brothers and sisters in the political arena, crying to showcase their sympathy and empathy. Perhaps the last time we watched this was in 2002 when the 24 years of Moi era came to an end and he bid his friends bye and he told them he was now going home. When it became apparent that those who are very close to power had to begin a new paradigm shift because power had left them, as they say, power is transient. Today it is with you, tomorrow it is gone. Two very powerful women then could not hold back their tears. I'm talking about the secretary to the cabinet then, Daktari Sally Kosgei, and another powerful woman, the former chairperson of the Maendeleo ya Wanawake, Zipporah Kitonyi. They could not hold back their tears and they wept profusely because they could not imagine life without Moi, life without Nyayo, life without Kanu, life without, that power, Bendera, in the case of Sally Kosgei. Now, most of the Gen Zs that we have today never witnessed that. Perhaps the millennials who had voted for the first or second time witnessed that. Now, in the recent past, just almost a year ago, we also witnessed a member of parliament shedding tears in favor of another politician. When Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, and he told people that he was impeached at a time when he was sick. In fact, he went and was admitted in hospital. Whether that was choreographed or it was real, we don't know. But Rigathi said he was sick, and he said, and those who were around him said, William Ruto was so heartless that he had to impeach his brother at a time when the brother was feeling quite unwell. We saw Gathoni Wamuchomba, the member of parliament of Githunguri, shedding tears. He was not alone. I remember the former member of parliament of is it Nakuru, Kimani Gunjiri, also cried. Like I said, it is not very easy. We seldom see politicians cry to showcase empathy and sympathy, but this was Gathoni Wamuchomba.
Athire kanitha Karen gukihoywo ni mutungatiri witagwo Wairimu Nelson akirira muno ariraga ni ruo ruria onetio na maundu maria ekitwo. Ruo ruu rwatumaga President Ruto arire ni ruo ruratuma turire, na tutirarira ni kwenda, turarira ni ruo. Na tondu ni kuri Ngai urihanagiria, etererai muone uria Ngai egwika, na ni kuri Ngai wa ihinda ringi na no eguka. Gachagua no ekuma thibitari na ni turamuhoera na ni tukwihoka ni ekuma thibitari. Igiti okorwo nikio mwina bata nakio no muoye mungienda kuoya. Ona ndaturite deputy president no tiganai nake, ari ekiria ndakio kinini ukuru-ini wake.
Gathoni Wamuchomba respected and subscribed to the political ideologies of Rigathi Gachagua. But ladies and gentlemen, you must agree with me that you only shed tears to people you love, people you like, people you really empathize with to a certain degree. The question that many people are asking today, the same Gathoni Wamuchomba, who could not hold back her tears when Rigathi Gachagua was ostensibly being persecuted by his boss, did not attend Rigathi Gachagua's launch of his new party, Democracy to the Citizens Party. And even after that, Gathoni Wamuchomba has not congratulated Rigathi Gachagua on the launch of his new party. Something that has led to a lot of speculation. Ladies and gentlemen, what exactly happened? It cannot be that Gathoni Wamuchomba was the only member of parliament that cried and wept when Rigathi was being impeached. I know, Rigathi has got several, henchmen around him. Loyalists like Senator Medhu, Senator Karungo Adhangwa, you can name them. Even closest member of parliament like Gakuya. None of them ever cried during that very emotional process. So people are asking, was Gathoni Wamuchomba shedding crocodile tears? Because at a time when many thought that Rigathi needed her the most, she was absent. All the other loyalists were there. There can only be two explanations towards Gathoni Wamuchomba missing that event. Either she was not invited, either Rigathi Gachagua did not invite Gathoni Wamuchomba, which begs the question, why would Rigathi fail to invite Gathoni Wamuchomba? Because we thought Gathoni Wamuchomba would be the inner circle who was helping Rigathi Gachagua even to look for a name search to organize for that event. The other reason is she was invited but she declined to appear, to attend, begging the questions too, why would she decline an invitation to a launch of a party of a man who she cried for? Those two questions. Did she decline to obey an invite, or did Rigathi Gachagua simply refuse to invite her? Those are the two questions. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to closely look at the reasons why Gathoni Wamuchomba must have decided that she was not going to attend that. Before we do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Whenever you watch the channel, ladies and gentlemen, you really support the channel by watching it. But you can support it further by subscribing, and when you subscribe, you click the notification bell. If you really love our show, every time we release a new video, YouTube will automatically notify you. You can even go a notch further by helping the channel. If you like the videos, anytime you like the video, YouTube will recommend it to many more viewers. And when you do that, you're really helping us. You can also share the video directly to reach your groups so that people can learn more about the Kenyan politics. Thank you. As you plan to subscribe, click the notification bell, like, and share our videos. Thank you very much for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one reason why Gathoni Wamuchomba did not attend that meeting, because I'm going to look at it in two ways. I want to begin by looking at Gathoni Wamuchomba being invited and she refuses to attend. And one of the reasons why she refused is because of the Uhuru factor. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, there is still going to be a bit of supremacy competition in the central, in Mount Kenya, between Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. I did a video yesterday where Jeremiah Kioni seemed to have attacked Rigathi Gachagua. The Jubilee Brigade attacked Rigathi Gachagua after the launch of that party, only indicating that all is not smooth. But most of the people who responded are telling me that their chama is DCP, Democracy of the Citizens Party, that one of Rigathi Gachagua. They are saying, we have been waiting for it with bated breath. It is finally here. But Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to just let it go with Rigathi Gachagua like that. And that is the reason why Uhuru Kenyatta, through the Jubilee Party, endorsed FREDRICK Matiang'i as their presidential candidate. On a day when we thought that Gathoni Wamuchomba was supposed to be with Rigathi Gachagua, she shared these photos that have gone viral. People have talked about them. She shared the photos of herself meeting FREDRICK Matiang'i, a man who had been endorsed by the Jubilee Party, a man who many feel is not standing well with Rigathi Gachagua, because recently Rigathi Gachagua told us that if FREDRICK Matiang'i wants to be endorsed as a presidential candidate, then he must carry the Kisii votes behind him. He must come with the Bagusi votes. In other words, Rigathi is reminding FREDRICK Matiang'i and Uhuru Kenyatta that they should leave Mount Kenya for himself. Rigathi wants to control Mount Kenya. He wants to tell them this is where you are going to vote, this is whom you are going to vote for. But you see, Uhuru Kenyatta has already said, mimi napendekeza nani? Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Some people are thinking that, Uhuru Kenyatta warned us last time and we didn't listen to him. This is now, that's the reason why we are suffering. Rigathi Gachagua led a very strong opposition against Uhuru Kenyatta, and most of the people from Mount Kenya voted to punish Uhuru with his candidate, or rather people thought his project, Raila Amolo Odinga. So many are saying that maybe if we try to rebel against Uhuru again and listen to Rigathi Gachagua, we must just end up in a political abyss. So when Gathoni Wamuchomba shared photos meeting Charity Ngilu and Fred Okengo Matiang'i, she was showing that she has her allegiance to Uhuru Kenyatta, to Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Fred is a possible candidate together with Kalonzo. Maybe Rigathi will be allowed to contest, and he can also plunge himself into the political arena. So ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons is because of the Uhuru factor and Kiambu factor. I don't think in Kiambu it is only Karungu Wathang'wa, senator, who has shown his allegiance to Rigathi. If you look at Kimani Ichung'wah, who is from the Kikuyu constituency. Kikuyu constituency is in Kiambu County. He has rebelled against Rigathi Gachagua. Gathoni Wamuchomba, now also from Kiambu, has rebelled. It seems as Rigathi tries to galvanize Mount Kenya support, it is not going to be easy for him, especially in Kiambu County. You remember it is in Kiambu where sometimes back leaders gathered there and they were praying to God, telling them, forgive us for rebelling against Uhuru when he warned us. So ladies and gentlemen, the number one reason is that Gathoni must have refused to attend that meeting after invitation because she is following Uhuru's orders. And that is why he was with Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Number two could be mistrust between some of the very leaders coming from Mount Kenya and Rigathi Gachagua. And why am I thinking so? Kimani Ngunjiri, together with Gathoni Wamuchomba, cried when Rigathi was being impeached. But both of them have distanced themselves from Rigathi's political ideologies. Kimani Ngunjiri is now questioning the reason why Rigathi is coming out to reveal secrets about corruption in the government, yet when they were together with William Ruto, he was quiet, and he feels this is the height of pretense. Gathoni Wamuchomba said something that might have angered Rigathi Gachagua, that Rigathi is a tribalist.
In as much as we advocate for our mountain issues, we also have to be sensitive to other people.
Do you think Rigathi agrees with you on this?
He doesn't have to necessarily agree with me.
Because now,
but if it's a fact,
like you
it's
said
a fact.
Earlier, he has a lot of sway in the mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he is not speaking the language that you're speaking.
No, Rigathi needs to realize that he has the mountain with him. He doesn't have to talk much and punch again about the mountain. He already has the mountain. He actually needs to be seen to be more accommodative to other communities. He needs to be seen to be advocating. The same energy he's using for the mountain, he needs to be seen to be advocating for the people who are evicted in other areas. He needs to be seen to be advocating for the forgotten communities of this country. Yeah, if really he's a national leader, we need to see Rigathi Gachagua use the same energy and stamina to fight for other Kenyans other than just the people of the mountain. That's my take. He may like it or not like it, but I think that to me that's my approach.
That really shows that Gathoni Wamuchomba does not trust the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. He feels that Rigathi wants everything for himself because she was saying there, Rigathi must now, go beyond the borders of Mount Kenya. Otherwise, in other words, Gathoni Wamuchomba is trying to say that Rigathi does not want to be a national leader. He wants to be a regional leader. He wants to control Mount Kenya. And those sentiments angered Rigathi Gachagua, and that could be the reason why she was not now invited. Because I was looking at a possibility of being invited and she declines to go as a result of Uhuru orders. This time round, a possibility of Rigathi getting vexed after those sentiments, because what Gathoni Wamuchomba was saying are exactly what the camp that impeached Rigathi Gachagua placed before Kenyans, that Rigathi is playing local politics. He only speaks for Mount Kenya, yet he wants to be a national leader, and therefore he was selfish, talking about shareholding. So when Gathoni Wamuchomba repeated the very words and reiterated that now Rigathi Gachagua has Mount Kenya, he needs to walk out of Mount Kenya and look for votes. I mean, there was no difference between her sentiments and the sentiments of the broad-based government. So Rigathi might have been angered by this and decided, I'm not going to invite you to my party because it seems you have drawn the battle line and daggers have been drawn. So I don't need to invite you here because you are no longer loyal to me. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, there is a possibility that Gathoni Wamuchomba realized that she was not given prominence. Gathoni is one of the very iron ladies in Mount Kenya. But Rigathi Gachagua, while Gathoni was talking about, Rigathi must now be a national leader, one Ketwar Guru was swearing allegiance to Rigathi Gachagua. And as a result of that, Rigathi gave her prominence over other female leaders within Mount Kenya. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua gave Ketwar Guru some position in his new party, telling you that she preferred Ketwar Guru over Gathoni Wamuchomba. This might not have stood well with Gathoni, because as a leader, maybe she wanted a place in that party, a position, or to be given prominence. But Rigathi chose to work with who? Ketwar Guru and other leaders instead of Gathoni Wamuchomba. As to who started, we don't know. Maybe Rigathi just decided that this Gathoni doesn't seem to be, aligning to my thoughts. So he decided, let me work with those who keep on praising me. Every politician wants to be praised. That is what William Ruto is doing, Raila is doing, Kalonzo is doing in Ukambani. So if you try to express some dissent and you are having dissenting views, you are gone. So it seems Gathoni said, no, I have seen this man, he's giving prominence to other women leaders. Or the man himself thought, I cannot give Gathoni prominence because she's not playing the president worship that I want. So ladies and gentlemen, it can be concluded that Gathoni Wamuchomba was shedding crocodile tears. Or why do you think she was weeping? Then just 1 year when we thought Rigathi needed her the most, so that they can work on a plan to oust William Samoei Ruto, she was nowhere to be seen. Now, if you want to know that Gathoni was preparing to join Uhuru camp, in that picture, she was saying consultation going on, consultation against one man, against one-term president. So Rigathi is preparing to send his troop to remove William Ruto. Gathoni Wamuchomba is on the other camp, also saying that consultations are going and Ruto must go home. What do you think after Gathoni Wamuchomba's tears and rejecting Rigathi Gachagua at a time when they needed to be together? Kindly share with me in the comment section.